Introducing the dignitaries making their way out towards midfield. Temperature 66 degrees, relatively clear skies, but for the smog. Not too much humidity, and appears as though the wind has picked up a bit, maybe clearing the air just a touch. 96th meeting between these two sides, including friendlies, and it doesn't get much tighter. Talk about it more specifically later, but of the previous 95 games, Mateo, 35 won by Brazil, 36 won by Argentina.
Oh, incredible parity. And of course, the old Copa Roca inspired this tournament. Used to be only local players. Now we're getting the biggest stars worldwide. And Brazil actually endured their worst, one of their worst defeats against Argentina back in the Copa Roca. 6-1 loss in 1940. And then one of their biggest wins only 5 years later in 1945. Brazil beat Argentina 6-2. Always in this fantastic competition, which has been tweaked a little bit.
Sergio Romero, the goalkeeper. New competition in camp. Nahuel Guzman was brought in. In fact, Gerardo Martino, while he's kept much of Sabella's look, has brought in a few new faces. Roberto Pereira, the ex-River, now Juve player, getting his debut in the starting lineup. We'll go through the lineups in just a minute, but there were a couple of late changes. For Argentina, Eric Lamela stepping in for Javier Pastore. Well, David Luiz getting the call in the back line as we listen to the national anthems. Two sides making their way past the referees, obviously an all Chinese crew. Fan Ki, the man in the middle, 43-year-old veteran, a policeman in his spare time. Might need to use some of that training here today. Ko and Mu down the line, and Wang Xie, the fourth official. Angel Di Maria What a burst forward it has been for him, and he'll be taking on this Brazil lineup that once again sees Jefferson in goal.
Yeah, and Elias, Luis Gustavo, the two holding midfielders right in front of that four-man backline with Danilo, Miranda, David Luiz, and Felipe Luiz. And up front, Diego Tardelli playing in the false nine role. You know, the old coach Scolari was set with a target man up front. And now Diego Tardelli is going to play the false nine role. But for Argentina, Gerardo Martino opting to go with Lionel Messi and Kun Agüero in a 4-4-2. Those two will be the two strikers up front. Messi playing off of Agüero. Very offensive midfielder with Eric Lamela, Roberto Pereira. Mascherano will do the dirty work right in front of the back line. And Angel Di Maria, the Manchester United winger, is going to be as influential as ever. Watch out for Roberto Pereira making his debut in this one, the Juventus midfielder. Very versatile player, great work rate. Expecting him to help the defense as well, and also shore up some of the weakness on the flanks, not allowing these great Brazilian wingers to do much damage. That's the idea, at least, for Martino.
Just about ready for the kickoff here, and as you take a look, it is a rather full bench. As you mentioned, Dunga looking to the past a bit, Robinho and Kaká. Felipe Coutinho also available. Meanwhile, on the other side, mentioned Nahuel Guzman, probably here just to experience more than anything. Roncaglia getting a chance to earn his spot back, and Javier Pastore was off to a good start with PSG, getting a chance to impress for Gerardo Martino. He had initially been in the starting lineup, but replaced by Eric Lamela. David Luiz, the iconic center back, but now paired with João Miranda, with Thiago Silva still recovering from injury. Fernandinho also injured. He'd been playing quite a bit of late, a hamstring pull. Meanwhile, Lucas Billia, who had earned a spot in the midfield, out with a foot injury, so unavailable here today. The opening kickoff underway as Fan blows the whistle. Argentina in the familiar albiceleste, the sky blue and white. And quickly in the attack, pushing it forward, and the shot just rolls wide. Launched for Agüero, and he almost drew blood in the opening seconds.
You know, what a start for Argentina right away. Kun Agüero looking to make the run in the back of the defense's shoulder and gets free. Seems like it was onside. Great control to get it down, but David Luiz recovers well. And let's take another look at it. It was offside as well. Kun Agüero just about a few inches past the defense.
Looked as though the flag had come up, just starting to as we cut away from the replay. Good work by the camera and tape crew, and this a bit of a concern, although hopefully nothing serious. A bit of a limp for Neymar at the top of the screen. His club compatriot Mascherano on opposite sides today. Look away pass from Eric Lamela. Frustrating debut for Spurs, now starting to come into his own. Neymar with defense against his superstar teammate, knocks it free. Little collision on the far side. Brazil will get the restart.
And the fullbacks for Argentina urged to push forward right away. Zabaleta and Marcos Rojo will be looking to make those overlapping runs throughout the match. Could leave the back line exposed. Not the fleetest of foot there. Martin de Michelis and Federico Fernandez.
A little collision in the midfield. Sees Lamela get a talking to. Kind of interesting, a Chinese referee. One side speaks Portuguese, the other Spanish. I can almost guarantee you that all the conversation is being done in English, as the PA announcements were before the match, giving you an interesting look into the global nature of this game. Back for De Michelis. Still in favor. Sabella plucked him out of mothballs to some success, carried over to Manchester City as well. Had been some thought that Martino might look elsewhere in this new generation, but hasn't made many drastic changes. Angel Di Maria from long range. The technique just fails at the last touch.
Well, Di Maria surveys his passing options, but ultimately decides to take it himself, and he's going to need a really great effort from that distance. Well outside the box. Doesn't do anything to test Jefferson.
Also, speaking of the international nature, the entire Argentine squad based out of Argentina, and for Brazil, only the goalkeeper Jefferson and the midfielder Elias playing their club ball in Brazil. Luis Gustavo, the Wolfsburg midfielder, dispossessed. Messi slaloming through. David Luiz tries to block him, pushing the pass wide. And you can see Danilo, the newcomer, at that right back spot, a little nervous with Di Maria facing him. If you've watched him for Manchester United lately, you know why. Touched back by Lamela. Here's Mascherano. Pushing forward, Pereira, the debutant, showing no hesitance and draws a foul.
Oh, it's going to be a long day for Elias and Luis Gustavo. We saw before, you know, Messi, how far back he likes to drop to receive the ball and jumpstart the attack. And here Roberto Pereira trying to do something on his own, the Juventus midfielder. He's going to have to impress Gerardo Martino, making his debut. Doesn't have the technique of some of his counterparts at the front, but very hard-working player, industrious. Not really a threat to score goals, though.
Jefferson, heels on the line, pick your poison. Although likely Messi, about to become the all-time leading La Liga scorer. Driving it in off the wall, and Jefferson there to grab the deflection.
Messi just trying to get it over the barrier. Didn't really have a lot of pace behind it, that free kick. It's a good job. Wall does its job. And Messi just trying to go for that near corner to catch Jefferson out.
Taken away, bursting forward, Tardelli into the box, and shepherded back by Mascherano to Romero.
Well, more of a glimpse of Dunga's side, how they differ from the side that Scolari liked to put out. Scolari always wanted that target man up front with Fred, and Diego Tardelli much better with his feet, can run at the defense, much more mobile than Fred.
Still waiting for his first goal, although he doesn't seem to be in too much of a rush. Another difference perhaps from Fred and Joe, the two players that he's trying to replace. Quite content with grabbing the ball and passing it off to Neymar. Here's Di Maria. You could hear ankles snapping on that move. Agüero back. Really seemed to gain that confidence last year at Madrid, and he's taken it to another level. Could have been offside against Agüero, tripped up. Get up, says the referee. Of course, this is the Olympic Village, not that far removed from where the swimming competitions were. Not suggesting it might have been a dive, but Agüero
have to take another look at that. That was Miranda tracking Kun Agüero. And it seems like Kun Agüero went down just a tad easy. Let's take another look at it. I don't know. Actually, Miranda might have gotten the ankle there of Agüero. There was something in it. The referee says no.
The one concern, obviously, Agüero has been battling injuries, significant injuries over the last few years. Now 26 years of age. I think the one real question in regards to how much of a change it will be for Martino compared to Sabella as if Carlos Tevez gets back into the picture, especially if Agüero gets hurt. You took a look in Brazil, you kind of sense that if they did have a Tevez, they might have had a little bit more of a chance. When Agüero went down, things dried up offensively. Here's Zabaleta. Agüero back for his city mate, but the touch down the line goes awry. Quickly into the attack for Neymar, stolen away. Di Maria. That little tackle by Mascherano reminds me of the Xabi Alonso line. Said he always found it amusing when he was at Liverpool, where you would hear about the art of tackling. Get to that in a moment as Messi threads the needle for Zabaleta. Agüero on the volley, but he just got under it.
Oh, great job by Messi finding Zabaleta on the flank, making the overlapping run, and Zabaleta does well to pick out Kun Agüero, who's inaccurate here with his volleyed attempt. You know, Zabaleta getting in a very dangerous position, picks out Agüero perfectly, and Agüero trying to hit it first time, really shanks it.
Jefferson de Oliveira Galvão. Took a while to really get a chance. 31 years of age. Just his 12th cap. You kind of figure that Diego Alves might have the leading chance to step in for Julio Cesar, but Jefferson, the best domestic-based keeper.
Interesting to see Di Maria's position here. More of a central midfielder. Started playing more in the midfield under Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid, where he played in that side role in a 4-3-3.
Chance for Messi again, finding a burst of speed, but the ball got away. Didn't back down as he collides with David Luiz.
Fantastic from Luiz.
Talking to Messi. Not happy with this little extra oomph.
No nonsense challenge there. David Luiz, the PSG man.
Messi with the choir boy look. Might have been unintentional, but beautiful. Di Michelis unable to handle it, though, the debutant Pereira. Chance for Willian into the box. Swings it across, and Di Michelis parries it away.
First real foray forward for Brazil. Oscar finds Willian there on the right-hand side, and Willian tries to go right at Di Michelis. You'd figure he'd have him beat for pace, but good work there, Martin Di Michelis. 33 years old, 43rd cap for him in the center of the defense.
Willian skips into the box for Luiz, trying to clear it. Lamela falls for Di Maria, won back by Oscar, and there again Mascherano finishing that thought with the whistle. Someone asked Xabi Alonso about that concept of the art of tackling. He said tackling's not an art, it's a last gasp desperation. And then he thought for a sec. He said, except when Mascherano does it. Back for Di Maria. Taking a lot of the pressure off Messi on this Argentine national team. Saw a bit of that against Germany, where even without Messi they were able to dominate. Chance for Neymar. Oscar wide. Neymar in the center of the park, double teamed. Willian drives it in. Deflects away off Fede Fernandez. Crossed in. No true center forward, so almost with disdain Di Maria chests it back for Romero.
Very calm there, Di Maria. Trusts his goalkeeper to be in the right position to coolly collect that one. And interesting, Sergio Romero, the starting goalkeeper for Argentina, can't even get a starting place with Sampdoria, his club team.
Kind of funny, he went to Monaco last year and it was a similar situation. Messi fighting for it, lifted forward, flipped on by Oscar. It wouldn't have counted anyway.
Yeah, this time I think the linesman Gets it right. Foray forward from Oscar. Just trying to get right in behind that back line of Argentina.
Again, Di Maria. So fast. Messi. Will it hold? Danilo getting accustomed to that right back spot. It is one of the iconic positions for Brazil. Outside right, outside left. As we've seen from Dani Alves most recently, in many ways that's where the attack starts, not where the defense stops. Miranda getting a chance to impress in the absence of Thiago Silva.
Great high pressure so far from Argentina, not allowing Brazilian midfielders to really string together more than 2 passes consecutively. Well, let's see if they can keep it up here in the smog. Said air quality is going to be a major problem.
Trying to control. Pereira rolls it back. Michelis. Never really one of the fastest, sometimes even a bit clumsy, but kind of has that similar situation with, say, a Carlos Puyol. Just has that knack of being in the right place at the right time and making the right tackle.
Yeah, very physical central defender, likes to take his chances. Sometimes it doesn't really work out.
Pereira spinning free. David Luiz trying to get there. Agüero. Felipe Luis under pressure, gives it up. Little bump from David Luiz, and Pereira looking for a foul, but he's not going to get it.
Well, Argentina right now not really giving any real reference points to the Brazilian backline. All these players capable of switching positions and really attacking Brazil from all sorts of different angles. Kun Agüero drifting wide at times, Messi dropping deep.
Elias showing a bit too much on the defensive side. Flipped in Agüero, popped up on Di Maria, quickly pouncing Luis Gustavo. Bit of a lull settling in to this bird's nest. Constant beat in the background, though. Fernandez. Still just 25. Maybe a chance to lay claim to that spot for a while, but the Martino project, Santi Virginia, is on the bench. We might see him a bit later. Messi found the angle, gets through Miranda, who takes him down.
Great work by Messi, receiving the ball once again in a deep area and taking on Miranda, and now gets this really dangerous set-piece opportunity. Figure it's definitely going to be on that magical left foot.
Jefferson has the height. Not quite the quickest, but he can be acrobatic. His calling card is reliability, though. Let's see if Messi can pull something out of the bag of tricks. Fan moving the wall back the required distance. A little off angle from about 26, 27 yards. It's Messi. Deflects away. Hint perhaps of a handball, but out for a corner.
Also needed the spray there. The wall crept forward. And it really showed Messi trying to get it once again over the wall, which was creeping forward for 3 seconds prior to taking that shot. And where's the spray when you need it most?
Playing it short. Lifted high by Pereira. Jefferson using all of his 6'3" frame. Those long arms able to bring it down and then sidewinds it upfield. Good cover though. Fighting for it, Lamela. Play on as Neymar looking for a foul. Pereira trying to spin away from Elias. Gets away from Felipe Luis. Just not enough on the pass, but he's taken out. And that might be our first card.
Great work, Roberto Pereira. Very direct player. Always trying to take his man on. Not with so much trickery, just with a bit of pace. Tries to dink it forward to continue his run. And then finally taken out. David Luiz, a roadblock right in front of him. Did well to swing by Elias, though, Roberto Pereira. Been impressive so far in the opening 18 minutes.
Well, his old River Plate just played a Super Clasico of their own a week ago. Boca River, this the Super Clasico of the Americas, and a shot that just screams over Jefferson's net from Di Maria.
Well, fantastic exchange. Di Maria venturing forward and has such a lethal shot from outside the box. When he puts it on that left foot, it's a great backheel though from Eric Lamela to find Di Maria making the run. Clever one too, and just going for that top corner, and it just whizzes right over Jefferson's crossbar. But great work there, Eric Lamela, another player who needs to prove to Martino that he does belong in this starting 11.
Willian just starting to come into his own, lifting it forward, a little bump in the back. Zabaleta. Neymar kept his feet though, but not the ball. Elias, one of the veterans now in this second stint under Dunga. Rojo couldn't keep it in. Interesting to see how Rojo adapts. 1stHalf actually turning him more into an inside back, maybe with an eye towards that 3-back system again, but out here on the left flank. Little hip check by Pereira earned some space. Nothing to do with it though. Felipe Luis nipping at his heels. Oscar couldn't hold on though. Fernandez. Romero. Headed back by Danilo. Mascherano launching himself in. BeInSports.tv with all of the action. Don't forget, more African Cup of Nations qualifying a bit later today, and of course more action internationally midweek. Coming up the half, we'll show you some of the highlights from yesterday. Good challenge by Pereira. More of an offensive player, but as the new kid on the block, some defensive responsibilities today. Mascherano looks like he could have been whistled for a foul. Instead, play on, and Agüero. The rocket goes off track.
Argentina looking so dangerous every time they break forward, and very much setting the tempo in this match. And Brazil, like they were in the World Cup, a far cry from the Joga Bonito. But a more offensive approach from Dunga, or at least more offensive than the 2010 World Cup, where he was criticized for playing far too defensive-minded.
Willian again deflects off Mache. Haven't really seen Lamela in an offensive role. Of course, there you take a look, and it's Agüero trying to reclaim possession deep in his own end. Tardelli. His job really to do the grunt work up front. Let Neymar, Oscar, and Willian be the pretty boys. Willian takes a tumble. 15th appearance for the Chelsea man. Quickly restarted. Neymar spinning Pereira out of his boots. Play on. Although Neymar down, grabbing his calf, or his ankle even.
Neymar getting off to that fantastic start with Barcelona. More goals than appearances, has 7 goals with the Blaugrana. And here in his 57th cap for Brazil at only 22 years old. Incredible. Already has 36 goals.
And really starting to light it up in his 2nd year with Barcelona. Here's Oscar. An in-swinger. They'll play it back. It popped up, and I think whatever plan might have disappeared. Making it up as he goes along, Oscar. Luis Gustavo tries to win it back. Di Maria to midfield, but Agüero couldn't bring it down. Bit of a panicked clearance by Miranda. Argentina gets it back briefly. Elias again showing good defense. Up the middle, doesn't quite find Tardelli. Here's Mascherano. Back for Rojo. Center of the park. Pereira battling, now Lamela. Argentina really not getting much out of the 2 ex-River players offensively yet. Neutral ground here. And as we take a look into the stands, see quite a bit of blue and white and yellow. Tardelli trying to turn towards the goal line. It doesn't look like the ref calling a foul as he was tripped up. Instead, it will be a corner.
Well, that's more of the versatility that Tardelli brings. We saw him dropping a bit deeper, just trying to jumpstart the attack and collect the ball from the midfield where he can either go on a run or pick out a teammate. So Brazil is just trying new things to get anything going and keep possession in their own half, even if that means bringing Tardelli out from that false 9 position.
Not sure how that was a corner. Looks like the referee probably doing almost everything he can to avoid calling fouls. 20 minutes left to go in this opening half. Another corner for Oscar. Dropping it in at the 6. 2 players collide. David Luiz. Looks like Luis Gustavo headed down and a little push, maybe offside actually the call. And Romero will take his time getting it back in play.
It was a good delivery by Oscar from the corner kick. And Federico Fernandez does well to make himself big in the middle. And David Luiz had 2 stabs at it. And here's a second. Doesn't matter. It was slightly offside.
With a Bamo Bamo chant in the background as the Argentine fans making their noise heard. A look away pass again. Lamela again, maybe he should have looked.
Yeah, maybe not the right time for that. Lamela, it wasn't a good place, and then just tries the cheeky pass, and no real need for that at that stage of the game. I know it's a friendly, but obviously a match that means so much to both nations.
Messi up for Lamela. The ball deflects and on a skip and a hop into the arms of Jefferson. A few early bursts from Lionel Messi, but Brazil doing well to keep the ball away from the danger man. Messi, of course, on the verge of passing Telmo Zada as the all-time Spanish First Division goal scorer. He's not that far behind Gabriel Batistuta and claiming Argentina's national team mark. 42 goals so far. Which, as you mentioned, Neymar hot on his heels with 36. Good hustle, Danilo, as he gets the cross off of Rojo and out.
Haven't seen too much from Danilo so far. One of the few times that he has gotten forward and was found by Willian. And Brazil definitely needing their fullbacks to make those runs and create more width.
Ball skips past David Luiz, just missing the angle on the bend. Agüero back to get it, looking for Lamela, and not enough on the pass to find Lamela. Oscar, good ball, headed only to Tardelli, and there's his first. It might not be the most beautiful, but it's looking darn pretty right now.
Oh, it's a beautiful finish from Diego Tardelli, taking the volley first time right into the bottom corner. And questions about Sergio Romero there, but the Argentine backline has to do better of getting that ball out. And the corner played in, and Fernandez and Zabaleta collide, and that's what causes the header to go right into the path. And it was Fernandez who headed it right on a silver platter for Tardelli to take first time. Has to do better there, and Tardelli didn't even connect with it cleanly, but it doesn't matter. And it goes right into that far post, and Sergio Romero beaten.
Well, the question is, in some ways, why did Zabaleta come inside? There was no pressure on Fernandez, but as he comes in to try and clear it, he leaves Tardelli wide open. Fernandez doesn't get a great touch, but as you point out, Tardelli meets the volley, and Brazil in front. Lamela bumped off the ball by Elias.
Just a miscommunication there between the two defenders. And Zabaleta didn't think Fernandez was going to be on the end of it. Tardelli left open. And a bit lucky there. Didn't really make good contact with the ball. A bit wobbly, but good enough to find the goal.
So Diego Tardelli with his first. Will it be the first of many? Still to be determined. Good chance to maybe keep him out there a bit longer today. Higuain on the bench. Really the only other forward for Argentina. Well, we might see Javier Pastore a bit later as an attacking playmaker. Meanwhile, on the Brazilian side, we've seen Robinho under Dunga version 2.0. Will we see Kaká? Didn't quite have the angle. Fernandez, no problem with that one. Driven across, Rojo cheating forward. Cleared away. Again off to this near side for Di Maria.
Brazil now just content to drop a little bit deeper. Argentina now have to play more of a possession game, have all those attacking midfielders.
Into the box, Agüero lays it off. Flying in Luis Gustavo, taking Lamela out in the process.
That's good hold-up play there, Kun Agüero. Playing more as a target striker there, just with his back to goal, then looking for Lamela, who was making the run in the edge of the box, so maybe take a shot at it first time.
Kind of amazing considering the fact Agüero only about 5'8", how good he is back to goal. Driven across, Di Maria. Felipe Luis doesn't quite get the angles right. Di Maria drives it in on the outside of that left, but Jefferson was ready.
Very ambitious attempt from Angel Di Maria, but if there's anyone that can pull off a shot like that, it is him. Just trying to curl it with the outside of his foot.
Pereira to Messi. Again, has that tendency to drop back to that right wing to get some space into the box, dropping it back Pereira, but not enough on it. Had Agüero near the 6, Lamela near the spot, but it never reaches him. Gustavo up for Willian, a burst of speed. Tardelli out wide into the path of Neymar, drags it around Mascherano. Fernandez, Neymar just didn't have his angles. What a dribble, though.
And what incredible burst of pace there by Neymar. Gets by Javier Mascherano far too easily and had the one-on-one opportunity against Sergio Romero, but made a meal out of it in the end. I thought he'd take the goalkeeper off the dribble and just didn't get past him, but was just going for that clever toe poke right past Sergio.
Miranda having a bit of a rough go. Goes out the other way for a corner kick. Take another look.
It was Demichelis as well. Got turned inside out. And that's where Neymar can really hurt you when he's in open space, has that searing pace. And Demichelis, those old legs.
Driven inside the 6, cleared away. Elias again on defense. It'll be a throw-in taken quickly. Just a dozen minutes left to go in this opening half. 5 minutes ago, Tardelli opening the scoring. Bit of confusion on that back line for Argentina. And Brazil now making a fist of defense, chested down. Mascherano, Agüero at the shot, pointing, but for a goal kick, not a penalty.
Agüero had to release the shot already and then got bumped off. Let's take another look at it. It was Luis Gustavo had gotten in just behind, and questions about maybe made a bit of contact there on the heel of Kun Agüero.
Again for Danilo. Looking a bit more confident than in his last stint. Tardelli offside.
Ooh. Now we took another look at it. Tardelli looked like he was onside actually, and he was through. A very close call there from the linesman.
David Luiz flying forward to chest it away. Neymar again for Tardelli. Good touch around Zabaleta. Now back for Neymar, one-on-one with Mascherano. If this was a World Cup, I think he maybe makes a harder effort, but knew what happens when you run into Mascherano.
Well, they're much more unpredictable, Brazil, with Diego Tardelli in the lineup. Even there, drops back and picks out Neymar making the run. It was a very different look when they had the likes of Fred or Joe, much more central, typical number 9s who like to stay in and around the box, and Diego Tardelli there just floating around, does well.
Neymar brings it down nicely, fakes the pass, ball goes through Demichelis, and there Zabaleta to clear. Back for Pereira, deflected wide. Won't carry out though. Felipe Luis gathers it quickly forward for Oscar, in for Neymar. The return down the line might have been the right call, but he does draw a foul.
Neymar surrounded once again. Argentina trying to get 2 bodies around him. Anytime he's in possession, he's been the most dangerous player for Brazil with the ball at his feet, always looking to take the defender one-on-one. Still want to see more from the likes of Willian and Oscar though. They've been pretty quiet.
Seeing a lot more from Neymar. In the World Cup, we saw a bit of that. Obviously, the injury, one of the reasons that Brazil's hopes were derailed. Not the only one, though. Since Dunga's come in, though, I think handing over the captain's armband to Neymar has given him a bit more gravitas, a bit more drive as well, and it's even carried over to Barcelona. Neymar fakes the shot. Looked like he was trying to meet a train at the station, just took the wrong track. Chance for Willian. Back to Danilo. Good idea. Luis might have been offside. Neymar wasn't though. Waiting for the rabbit to come out of the hat. Fernandez was ready though.
And Neymar on that set piece, instead of going for the free kick, was looking for the run of David Luiz and just underhit it, trying to catch the Argentina defense by surprise. Score
remains Brazil 1, Argentina nothing. Good back heel for Felipe Luis. Good cover, but the ball falls to Oscar. Romero out quickly to grab. Haven't seen Di Maria for a while. Good work by Brazil to drive this game. Look at the wind picking up as that bag being propelled across the field as Di Maria's run was stopped. Danilo not sure what was behind him. It was Lamela. Launches it out. It'll be a throw in by the flag. Still a few years to go before the World Cup, but don't forget next year the Copa America. I think Jefferson feels he has a pretty good chance to be the keeper for that tournament, which you can watch right here on beIN Sports.
Well, you reckon could have easily been 2-0 for Brazil had Neymar done better with his finishing, did everything right until the final shot.
Felipe Luis thought it was going to carry. Argentina fighting for it, but no. Elias in the center. Out wide, and again, that's where Tardelli likes to start his runs. Allows Neymar a little bit more room on the inside. As you see, even Williams sliding over. Oscar really overloading that flank, attacking Zabaleta.
Yeah, Tardelli always dropping back to the left wing, which allows Neymar to get forward, even Williams maybe to make a run.
Chance. Aguero falls for Di Maria. Good tackle by Danilo. It rolls into his hands, and I'm not sure if it's for the tackle or the handball, but Danilo has just surrendered a penalty.
Well, from this angle, Phil, it looked like the tackle was clean from Danilo. Maybe it was the handball. It was great work from Di Maria. Brazil not liking this call whatsoever. And we have to take another look at this.
Neymar getting in the referee's face, as is Oscar. And you know what? I think with their hands grabbing, they're a little fortunate. This is not in Spain or England, otherwise more yellow cards would be coming. Now, was it a foul? Was it a handball? Remember, there needs to be intent on the latter. Take another look when we can.
Yeah, let's see. Danilo going for the slide challenge, and it looks like he gets the ball originally. Oh, but that looks unintentional to me, Phil.
I think it's a clean tackle. We've seen handballs called for that.
Yeah, looks clean to me as well. Not sure about that handball either. Looked unintentional. He just fell and the ball rolled onto his forearm, but
Lionel Messi, chance for his 43rd goal, famously missing a penalty earlier for Barcelona. Drives, strikes, denied, rebound sent wide. Rojo couldn't follow up as Messi misses again. What a stop by Jefferson.
As they say, the ball doesn't lie, and this time Jefferson does so well to guess the right way. It looked a bit like a tame penalty there from Messi. It was a bit more central than what we usually see from the Barcelona superstar. But Jefferson, great reflexes and guesses right, spreads himself well on the line. And parries it. Great work there, Jefferson, 31-year-old from Botafogo. Only in his 12th cap. Julio Cesar was preferred in the World Cup, and now Dunga moved on from the serviceable Cesar.
Messi missing that penalty against Levante last month. Now here with Argentina as he still awaits his first goal of the Martino era. Here's Danilo breathing a sigh of relief. Of course, Danilo getting the job. Dani Alves taking a bit of a break. Maicon was handed the starting spot, but then famously went walkabout. If you believe the reports, missing curfew by just 12 hours.
No, that's a handball, Phil. Not what we saw earlier.
Bit of a matador look from Agüero. 2.5 minutes left in regulation. Field holding up rather well. Again, players showing no signs of being hampered by the smog. Far side, Pereira. Kazmierski wanted it a bit more. Neymar. The return pass, a burst of speed, but Romero gets there first. Not sure if they're driving in on Zabaleta, or maybe it's Federico Fernandez, but they're trying to find that little gap in that inside left channel. And Matteo, they've had a bit of success.
Oh, without a doubt, especially when Tardelli drops back and Neymar turns into the lone striker up front, taking his chance against the defense, always running at them.
Laid back for Messi, poked away. Then Luis Gustavo, it's David Luiz. Mascherano tried to stop him, as did Pereira.
Well, it's brilliant from Pereira, getting back. That's what he can do as well in the defensive end. Stays pace for pace with Luiz.
Threaded forward for Messi, gets around his former Atletico rival. Drives in towards the box. Luis Gustavo guides him away. Someone needs to step up. It had been Di Maria, but he's disappeared lately, although he did draw the penalty. Mache. Pereira. Zabaleta. See, as soon as they even look in Messi's direction, Luis Gustavo starts to pounce. Good creativity here. Will it hold? Pereira drops. Chance for Agüero, but he couldn't get all of it. Almost as though he tried to flip it back. Lamela battling for it, but Gustavo wanted it more. Oscar and Di Maria, two players not really known for their ferocity. Elias coming through and Di Maria giving him the evil eye. Final seconds of this first half ticking away. Messi, the back heel, and you can see just that little bump from Elias threw the chemistry off. Here's Neymar. Fernandez wants help. Mascherano tells him to go back. Beautiful team defense, Argentina. Neymar following up, showing his frustration.
That was great. Mascherano telling Fernandez to stay wide, to watch out for the run of Neymar. Mascherano had the inside covered, and that's better. Always needs a double team, though. Always commands it, Neymar.
Ball falls for Lamela. He's got a good shot. Finds Messi instead. Wide for Agüero, but poked away. And it's Tardelli now on the near side playing defense. Willian trying to drag it through the double team. Di Maria pushing forward. Final seconds of this 1 minute added. Argentina intent on finding an equalizer if they can before the half. Pereira, good change of pace. High into the air. Agüero knocks it down, but to Willian. Di Maria. Looks like they might give him a chance, checking his watch. Maybe one last chance. Messi tried to turn and play on, says the referee. A little added time. And the ball goes back. That will do it. First half to a close. The goal from Tardelli, his first, and a missed penalty to tie it up by Messi. It's 1-0 Brazil at the half.
Oh, haven't seen the most fluid play from either side. Neymar has very much been the danger man for Brazil. And then Argentina had that unjust penalty. I thought Danilo made a perfect challenge on Di Maria. And then the penalty miss from Lionel Messi.
Still another half to go. Highlights from this and more to come your way. Stay with us on beIN Sports.